All right, friends, today we're going to look at ways to improve your double stroke roll. I've got 3 exercises to practice. We're going to practice them at 3 different tempos. So grab your practice pad, sit behind your kit, let's do it together. So if you can play a consistent double stroke roll on the snare drum, that's great. You're feeling good, you're in the zone, you found your balance point, the bounce is feeling great, awesome. What about if you start and stop that double stroke roll? Can you get back into that consistently, or does it feel a little bit shaky at the start? Well, that's what I want to check out today. Not only do I want to look at that on the snare drum, but I want to look at that as we move around the drums, because when we move around the drums, it sometimes can be hard to get back into what we were doing on the snare drum consistently. So for this exercise, I'm using some roll rudiments from the standard 40 American drum rudiments, the 5, 7, 9, 10, 13, 15 stroke rolls. So there's nothing new there. However, I am putting them in a 4-bar phrase. So if they don't quite reach that 4-bar phrase cleanly, I've added some single strokes at the end. Why am I adding single strokes in a double stroke roll exercise? Well, I want to get you out of the zone. So as I said, if you're playing a double stroke roll consistently, then you're in that zone. I want to see if you can get out and back in consistently. So by adding in these single stroke rolls or these other things that we'll be doing, that'll help you focus on getting back into your double stroke roll consistently. So I've made this exercise that we can practice in 3 different ways. First of all on the snare drum, then on the toms, then somewhere else. So I'm going to put the music on the screen, but also it's free to download on the website. So if you want to download the 2-page PDF and practice along, you can do that as well. All right, so that's the foundation of this exercise. So let's check out the first way of practicing this. So now, not only are we practicing our double stroke rolls, but I really want to focus on rim shots when we play the accents. So we've got a few things to think about here. Not only are we thinking about starting and stopping these double stroke rolls in the right place, starting them consistently, I really want to make sure that your rim shots are solid. So you might not get every single one, and that's okay. I just want you to try and see if you can improve your success rate. So if you miss one here and there, all good, just keep going, see if you can get the next one. So those are the things to think about there. We've also got our left foot now playing on the hi-hat. So a little bit of an independence exercise there. Now we're going to start to play the whole page in its entirety. I am going to do the repeats, so we're going to play each of them twice. So it'll be 8 bars in total, and then we'll move on to the next one. So let's check out the first one, and we'll go from there. All right, and last tempo, let's go 140 beats per minute. Really trying to get those rim shots solid. Don't go to this next tempo unless you're feeling good at 100 and those rim shots are really solid. All right, here's 140. So I've been practicing some traditional grip lately, and my rim shots have been shocking. But I've been using this exercise to try and clear up my rim shots, and it really has worked wonders. Everything's feeling a little bit more consistent now. And I am also, my double stroke rolls feel really good with my traditional grip. So this is a great one if you want to aim for consistency for your rim shots, as well as transitioning in and out of your double strokes rolls consistently. All right, let's go on to the second way to practice this page. We're going to move around the drums a little bit more now. So keeping that hi-hat going, the page stays the same. However, on the accents, I want you to move it to the corresponding toms. There's one additional thing I want to focus on. Whenever we play single strokes, I want to see if you can play those single strokes on the high tom as well. So for the 5-stroke roll, we'll finish playing a floor tom, and then we'll be going up to the 4 single strokes at the end on the high tom before getting back into it again. So this is really starting to move around. And at these slower tempos, once again, focusing on starting that double stroke roll nice and consistently. You want to make sure it starts really solid, and then as you move around the drums, it sounds like that doesn't move. That's what we're aiming for here. We're moving around, but it sounds like your double stroke roll isn't changing. So let's do it at our first tempo. Let's check it out. And then the last one, a fun one, 140, exact same thing. Let's see how we go. All right, now we're having a bit of a workout. This is good. This is good. We've still got one more thing to practice. So the third way we can practice this page is a little bit tricky. we're going to be using 4 limbs, all 4 of our limbs for this one. So we're going to be using our left foot on the hi-hat. We're going to be playing the double stroke rolls on the snare, but now the accents, we're going to make them cymbals. So corresponding right and left hands. However, we're going to be adding the bass drum with those cymbals. So now we're using all 4 of our limbs to practice this page. Final practice of the day, let's go 140 beats per minute. Bit of a workout today. It was a fun one. I hope you got a little bit out of it. As I said, this page has really helped me solidify my double strokes, especially moving around the drums. When I get back to the snare drum, my double strokes feel a lot more consistent now, especially as I'm moving around to the cymbals, to the toms, to everything. I wouldn't use these exercises as like a drum fill or something to use in a song, but I'm using it to increase my ceiling. I always talk about increasing your ceiling. So if you can play something that's up here, when you go to play something in a song that's down here, then you're able to execute that way better. Whereas if you start to play things in your songs and your ceiling is only here and you need to play something that's there, then it's on the brink. You know, it can feel a little bit tricky, and I think that can translate to an audience. So if you can play these things where you're really drastically improving your ceiling, then everything below it will feel a lot more consistent and a lot more even to play. All right, that's it for today. I hope you got a bit out of it, a bit of a workout. I've been really enjoying this page over the last couple of weeks, so drop a comment below and tell me how you liked it. I think I'm going to continue to work on this and trying to push the tempo a little bit more. I also think it's quite a nice warm-up, maybe at some of the slower tempos, not to use all of your energy, but I might start to incorporate this into my warm-up routine before gigs. Let me know how you went with it. I hope you got a bit out of it again, and yeah, we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks.